Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 19th to the 31st, 2022 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Sagittarius, March 19th to the 31st, 2022 Sagittarius. Money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So you have the Empress, we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Six of Pentacles. There's something here about our money. So we have to be very aware of this. Like, things aren't going to be as even as they should be. Yeah. So if we're going over a contract, make sure we look at the money, all right? Because there's something here where it's not balanced, it's not even. So just being aware of this. And if we're like, what is Spirit saying here? If you're going for a raise, look at the money, okay? Which just seems logical because that's what you're talking about. But they're going to come back with a counter offer, or they're going to come with an offer that is less than they know that you're worth. So just be aware of this during this time. There's a real sense of having great creative potential, great creative, bounty and beauty here, and really embracing and starting and becoming so much more than what we had thought we would be during this time, and taking on a role that is more genuinely who we are. And that is opening up a door to ourselves. It's almost like we forgot about this part of ourselves. And it leads us to, God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, with the Ace of Wands, handing us a gift of passion and creativity and insight and ideas. And it just opens up the door in a very new way, in a very different way. It brings us then to the energy that we have to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, this one right here. The Nine of Swords. Overthinking, overanalyzing, worry, doubt, fear, chaos. Just playing over and over and over again in our minds. So we have to be mindful of getting too much in our own heads. We also have to be mindful of a person who's trying to psych us out. They really are. They're saying little nasty things. They're doing certain things that make us feel inadequate, or that, hold us back and make us start to really worry, doubt, and fear. So being aware of this is going to be very important for us. It then moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have inspiration. This is the sacral chakra. And sacral chakra is all about creativity. It's also where our sensuality is held. And this is a time where we are inspired, where doors are opening. We are starting to see ourselves in new ways. There's a brightness, there's a joy to us. And there's a real sense of, don't let the darkness overpower, because that's going to be so easy to get done during this time. And that's also just so easy, period, to let ourselves be psyched out. So let's look at the message from our angels and our spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Here we have two. Interesting. The Dreamer and the Mask. So the Mask, let's start with this. And it says, neither you nor anyone else involved in your situation has a clear picture of what has happened. what is happening and what will happen. So things are masked during this time. And that's very much the energy of the creation and of things being out of balance. It's like people don't really know. There's not that footing coming forward that we need. Then we have the dreamer, and it says, look at your day and night dreams for guidance. Keep dreaming, keep envisioning, and give back by helping others realize their dreams. So it's also keeping our dreams as a focal point for ourselves, looking at our dreams and letting those dreams help to move us forward. That's also going to be a part of the worry, doubt, and fear. It's going to keep us from dreaming. It's going to keep us from connecting. Now let's go deeper into the tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Queen of Fire, Sagittarius, that's us. We have the Moon, which is also Pisces energy, and we have the Magician. So I love it. There's some sort of realization coming forward under the light of the moon that is going to help us step into our power, our magic, ourselves. There is a sense here, and we're going to start with the moon. Something has been shadowed, okay? And when it comes to our career, when it comes to our money, when it comes to our finances, when it comes to the way that we want to move forward, there has been something that has been shadowed. We haven't been able to see it. We kind of get glimpses every now and then. But it's almost like once everything starts to quiet down, once everything starts to become more centered, all of a sudden, we're seeing ourselves step into a new role, step into a new way forward, step into what really inspires us, where we really want to be. And that illumination, because it's by candlelight, so it's the moon, the candlelight coming forward, we step into that power, that's that beautiful sacred feminine energy of ourselves to be able to say, this is what I want, this is where I'm going, this is who I am, this is what I need from my life and for my life. And there's also a sense here of really being focused on our careers, not in a all obsessive way, but in a way that calls us forward, in a way that says, look at the here and the now, look at what we want, look at where we're going. And it's a reevaluation and an honest look at the way that we are moving forward. And it brings us to this place of magic. We're definitely taking this gift when it comes to our career. Now, do we think that we are? No, we don't. We're going to think that we're stagnant, or we're going to think that another person has one up on us. And yet there's a brilliance here that is guiding us forward. There is a gift from divinity. Our angels, our spirit guides are working right there with us to move us to the place that we want to be. The magician comes in. There's magic to us. There's a spark to us. There's an insight that we have that others do not. Embrace this. Use this. Move with this, because this is going to be what empowers us. This is going to be what moves us forward. This is going to be the thing that sets us apart from everybody else, and then brings us to go deeper into the tarot. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Four of Cups, the Hermit, the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Swords coming up again. So we have the Nine of Swords coming in, the energy to be mindful of. There is a sense of like, I've worked so hard. And it's almost like somebody else is trying to take credit for what we're doing. It's a sense of, with the mask card, somebody's wearing a mask. And I don't mean that in a protective way. I mean that in they're wearing a mask, they're hiding themselves, especially their words. They're hiding a lot of what they're actually saying to others. And they'll come back and tell you, oh, I said this, and oh, I totally gave you credit, and all your hard work is being, is paying off and being seen. And they're not. And so we're going to get ourselves by trusting this person. And this person is not as developed as you are. Okay, this person does not have the ability to put things together the way that you have. You have the vision. They get told what to do. And that's going to be the clear distinction between you two during this time, but also just between you two in general. Yet you're going to be putting so much weight on your shoulders. This person isn't. They're just not. They're not putting the same amount of weight, the same amount of tension on themselves. They think they're fine. They will actually say to others, oh, you're the problem. So just be aware of that. This is a time where a gift is coming in. And this gift that's coming in is not in line with what we're looking at or what we're worried about right now. And Spirit's saying, that's okay. We're going to need to look at things differently, open up the door, see things in a way that's right for us. And that's going to be very powerful. And so getting out of a negative headspace is going to be what helps us to move forward to the place that we want to be, to the way that we have been longing for. And yet we've got trapped in like this hamster wheel that we don't seem to be able to get off. Turning inward. Yes, it's going to be important. Turning inward, looking at our dreams, looking at what we want. But there's also a sense of quieting it down. So it's not turning inward and saying, okay, if I only just focus on myself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'll get to the place I want to be. Because we'll get frustrated with that as well. There is a sense here of quieting the world, illuminating our path, moving forward. There's a shedding of a skin, and there's a shedding. It's almost like we're taking off, the mask that we wear. It's like, I see a coat coming off and I see makeup coming off. So it's like I'm taking off how I have to present myself to other people. But I am embracing who I am right now. There is also a person who's very quiet, okay, who is very introspective, and who is going to give us words of advice that we need to take. And yet we're not going to take it because, well, no, it's not that we're not going to take it. We're not going to even realize they had given us this advice because they say it in such a kind of quiet, unassuming way that we think, oh, okay, that's just them. But really, when we come back and it's after the day and as we're, getting ready for bed, it's like, oh, that's what they meant. Or their words start playing over again in our mind. We are a student during this time. But again, this is also the person who doesn't have the skills that we have. They're still learning. This person wants to be able to run before they can walk, type of thing. So we have to be very aware of this during this time. We also know that we're learning a lot and we're taking a lot of information. Make sure that we guard our notes because that's going to be important, but also make sure that we take everything in because a lot is coming at us and we just need to kind of like step back, take it in, and see how to digest everything that we're learning into our daily life. It then moves us to angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. The artist and the world. I love that. Okay, so if we are an artist, all right, right here, right now, Sagittarius, the world is opening up to us and we are opening up to the world. But there is also a new way that we're seeing things, a new way that we're being inspired, and it has the world open to us. There is an energy here. It's like, don't make your world too small, or don't think that where you are right now is it, because doors are opening, power moves us forward. Be patient, yes, and some of us are going to say, but I'm X amount of years old. What do you mean be patient? It doesn't mean be patient forever. It just means to take in the moment and not to say it's never going to happen, because there's a beauty coming forward. And as the beauty comes forward, it's almost a sense of a rebirth around us, a rebirth guiding us, and a sense of celebration as we take in this joy, these opportunities that are coming our way. It's like, don't let this pass you by because we're so caught up with one person's narrative, one person's point of view, one person's way of being. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that is the King of Wands. That is ourselves being a little bit too dictatorial. This is also somebody who comes in and who is very dictatorial. It has to be this way. It has to be like this. They're very passionate. They're very driven. They're all consuming. So just be mindful about it. It's very much, we relate to this person because it's fire sign energy. We relate to the fire sign energy, but it's an overpowering energy. So just be aware of it, that it can consume us. It moves us to our chakra energy. And that is our subconscious chakra energy is clarity. This is the third eye chakra. There's clarity, there's insight, there's ideas that are opening up to us, that are moving us forward. We're going to see things more clearly now than we have before. It brings us then to our subconscious guided energy. And this is, I should look at this instead of holding it up. This is angel. And this says, you may soon encounter a person or event that will benefit you in ways that seem to have angelic origins. You may be called to be an angel. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. There's a sense of just a blessing coming our way. A person, and that's the person who's coming through as the Hierophant. That's the person who gives us the advice in a way that is so quiet, so unassuming that we kind of miss it. But then when we connect with it, it's like, oh, that's what I needed. That's what I wanted. That's what I was missing. it brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which begins with the Seven of Pentacles. There's a prosperity coming our way, but there's a sense of like, I don't trust it. There's a sense of something coming, and it's not all that it appears to be. So just be mindful about this. It then leads us to the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is listening to everyone else and forgetting our own spark, our own dreams, our own desires. So it's going to be important to listen to ourselves, to be guided within ourselves. It then brings us to the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is a path that we hadn't expected opening up. You know, we always thought it was one of two ways. And we're going to be so surprised at what opens to us, at the pathway that we're led to, and that leads us forward. It brings us then to the King of Wands. Power, success, prosperity. That is us coming through as the king. We have the king and the queen. There's a soulmate connection that we're not realizing, because one's subconscious and one's conscious, and they're from different decks. So there's a soulmate connection that's coming forward. One pulls us in kind of a negative direction, okay? The King of Wands comes up in the negative form right here. So we're going to have to be mindful about that. But the King of Wands coming forward in the positive form is a transformative passion, power, insight, ideas that has us looking at things so differently than we had seen them before. That has us, opening up doors that we hadn't realized needed to be opened. And we're moving forward in such a way that it's like, oh, is this my time? Like, is this my passion? Is this my power? Something's going to happen. It's like thoughts start coming through our head. We start doodling, we start writing things down, or we start thinking like, I could do that. I could do that. And Spirit's saying, yes, you can. And it has to do with creating something. I don't know if it's a painting or so for somebody it could be a children's book, because that's coming through very strongly, or recipes, a cookbook, and we're starting to think, I can do that, I could do that, or I could start a channel and talk about that. And Spirit's saying, do it, do it, do it. You'll get satisfaction from it, if nothing else. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of ourselves and of this time, and also of our potential. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and harmony, Sagittarius.